There is a sense in which beauty is objectively real. But most of what we're dealing with, most of the time in politics, is a very unreal sense and standard of beauty. Right now, this is the cover of GQ magazine. As has been the case for several years, people are saying that AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is the most powerful, the most important, the most influential politician in American left-wing politics. Why? A lot of you, whether cynically or sincerely, will say, because of her appearance, because she's beautiful. But this is her appearance. This is what she looks like. There are some people who objectively are so astonishingly beautiful that they can walk into a casting call in Los Angeles. They can walk into an audition and the whole room goes silent. And people whose job is to look at beautiful women every day and decide which woman is beautiful enough to appear in a soap commercial, they look at that woman and say, wow. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is not one of those people. She's not in that realm of objectively real beauty. That would be overwhelming. If I had known her in university, I would not have noticed her as one of the pretty girls. I would not have remembered her as one of the pretty girls. There is a choice being made here to glamorize her, to sexualize her. There is a choice being made here to throw away the type of intellectual and ethical evaluation that we would apply to an uglier person. And that choice is dangerous. Come on in, go inside. A lot of you will remember this for the rest of your lives as the absolute nadir of American politics, if not a remarkable low point in the politics of the world. Reflecting back on it years from now, you will ask yourself, how is it possible that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein ever had such power, such influence in the world? Donald Trump was tremendously powerful for just 4 years. But if you think about a period of 40 years, Jeffrey Epstein may have been the more powerful and more influential man over a longer term. As shallow and despicable as those two men may be, what about this question? What about this problem? The question I've raised again and again, sometimes humorously, sometimes seriously. The role of beauty, the role of physical attractiveness in politics. As bad and strange and wrong as it is for a bikini model's opinion to matter more than someone who is perhaps old and ugly, but wise. Someone who's old and ugly, but whose opinion about politics might be informed by extraordinary hands-on experience. This is the world we live in, both on the left and the right. And in the 21st century, this is a political problem that's getting worse and worse. I understand that what I have to say about this is deeply jarring and utterly baffling to many of you. Why make 10 different videos criticizing Nina and Randa? Some of them humorous, some of them deadpan serious. Why?
Why?
Why make 10 different videos criticizing James Aspey? I understand how strange and jarring and unfamiliar this is, but this is why. I don't want the vegan movement to be led by the equivalent of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and I don't want the movement to be led by someone like Lauren Southern either. Why is it that the pseudo-intellectuals of the vegan movement respond to this puzzle, to this quagmire, to this conundrum by asserting that I am merely motivated by jealousy, that what I'm doing can be dismissed with this concept of jealousy. Why not, for example, assume that I'm motivated by hatred, by scorn, by real contempt? I think in mainstream politics, nobody would imagine that I'm jealous of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And nobody would imagine that I'm jealous of her right-wing equivalents, of which there are many. Why is it that the first and most steadfast and most unshakable assumption in the vegan movement is that if you have made 10 videos criticizing Durian Rider, you must be jealous of Durian Rider? If you have made 10 videos criticizing Cosmic Skeptic, you must be jealous of Cosmic Skeptic. Look, guys, in the audience, do you actually feel jealousy when you look at Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? If you do, I've got to tell you, psychologically, there's something profoundly alien separating me from you. It's inconceivable to me that I would ever feel jealous of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. What I feel for her, what I feel for all these people, is a combination of pity and contempt.
I have to know how my brain works in order to catch it from doing bad things.
Hi, my name is Kristen. I have suffered from anxiety and or depression since I was 18.
And I, got on a prescription when I was really young to help with my anxiety and depression, and I still take it today, and I have no shame in that. You would never deny a diabetic his insulin.
Right, of course.
Ever. But for some reason, when someone needs a serotonin inhibitor, they're immediately crazy or something.
Because the brain is really tricky.
Ed Winters is obviously an order of magnitude more attractive to women than you are.
The sun will one day set on this world and a new dawn will rise. Out of the ashes of violence, hope will rise. Can you feel it as it transmutes from something that we only used to be able to dream of to something that exists in front of us, something we can see, something that is tangible?
Ed Winters is obviously an order of magnitude more attractive to women than you are. It's apparent to me that you feel ire for these people because they're competition with you, socially, within veganism. Even if Cosmic Skeptic weren't an idiot and agreed with you about everything, I think you'd still be scornful because he's a young, popular person in relative intellectual, philosophical proximity to yourself. How much of your life is a faux casual grope for intellectual/sexual validation? Really ask yourself this. And though the intellectual veneer might just work, oh, it's working, homie. It's working. Do you think the I'm a virile hottie thing is convincing anyone? What exactly are you talking about? Now, I want to give this guy some credit. He says something honest here later on in the conversation. He admits that he feels intensely jealous toward Cosmic Skeptic because he feels that Cosmic Skeptic is about the same age as himself, but he feels that he's a more intelligent, more important voice. I don't know, for veganism or atheism or just generally in philosophy and politics. He admits that he feels this kind of jealousy and rivalry towards Cosmic Skeptic, and then he engages in, frankly, psychological projection in its strictest sense. He interprets what I'm doing this way. Now, guys, I can laugh about it. This means nothing to me. But it really is a misinterpretation. It really is just someone crudely not getting the joke. And the reason why I'm doing all this on YouTube, it is a joke, but it is not a joke only. I'm really concerned that American politics has not hit its lowest point with Donald Trump. The right wing has not hit their lowest point with Lauren Southern, and the left wing has not hit its lowest point with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Things can get worse. And if you want a terrifying warning about just how bad things can get for mainstream democratic politics, take a look at what happened to veganism in the last 10 years. When you trust someone or you cease to scrutinize someone just because they're physically attractive, terrible things start to happen.